Hello everybody, it's Monday morning, down at the allotment. I've just come down to pick the leek up, the last leek up for Kyle for his harvest festival, and I just thought I'd show you it. So, there's the last leek. This is one that had went absolutely mental at the top. There's been loads of problems at the top. There's suckers, there's all sorts coming up the top, so I just left it. So this one here is going for Kyle's harvest festival. As you can see, it's a big leek, but it's probably the biggest and heaviest one I've grown yet, like. But I've still got to sort the rest of it out before I take it down. But other than that, that's all I'm doing today. I'm going to go home, get stuff sorted in the back garden and see what happens today. If I record anything else today, I'll show you. If not, I'll see you over the rest of the week. Well, back down the garden. I've been down sorting everything out, tidying up and stuff like that, but I can show you that probably later on. What I have been doing is I've been sorting out the lilies themselves out of the lily bed. I've pulled a few of them up a couple of weeks ago, but I left the nursery ones in, the ones I had just put in last year from the little tiny bulbuses. So the little ones like that. This is from this year, but I've lifted up these are the pink ones, the tiny small little bulbs that I put in, that I just put in a big box and I just put it straight in the ground. And I've just pulled them all up, need to sort them all out, and in the different sizes, clean all the compost off and let them dry out. Once that's been done, we can store them for the next few months until they get put back in again for next year. Now, my deep red lilies I did mark up, and that's these ones here, which I do need to sort out. So when I pull them out, that's what we're left with. So we'll have the main bulb on the bottom, and we'll have the smaller bulbs on the top. So what I do is just carefully remove this excess soil off the sides, and I take it. So there's, for example, there's the small bulbs. That's the life cycle of the lily. So we start off with them, they get bigger and bigger each year until they develop the flower. So I'm going to keep all of these little ones. So remove as much soil as you can, and then just gently snap them away from the main stem, and they've actually already developed their own roots. So there's one for next year, and what I'll do is I'll just keep on going through all of these, pick off all the small ones, separate them all off, and once that's done, leave them out to dry. Then I'll organise and sort them out to the largest to the smallest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in buckets. When the time comes, I'm going to leave them in buckets, and then once that is done, I'll just leave them in there until they get to the point of the flower. Once they start flowering, I'll separate the larger bulbs away from the smaller ones, and then keep on going through the cycle itself. So I'll have a constant supply of lilies, especially with these red ones, because these red ones are absolutely gorgeous. Now the white ones that I bought last year, I do not like, because they don't sit nice and proud. They sit like that basically, with their heads down and look miserable. So this is the mistake I've made. So I did mark them when I put them down in the ground, but when I lifted them I didn't record anything, and I got disturbed, and I ended up putting them in the greenhouse and forgetting where I'd put them. So I knew exactly what these ones were, and I know what these ones were because I left them in the bed itself. So I can definitely sort these out and mark these ones off. But the unknown ones that I've got down the bottom, I've halved them, because I think half of them are pink and half of them are white. I've just left them in buckets, and I'll have to put them back in again. I'll have to put them in pots and see if they are the white ones, and as soon as I do find out which ones they are, I'll be able to either get rid of them if they're the white ones, or if they're not, I'll be able to separate them off. But mistake made, always remember to label up no matter what you're doing. So I'm going to get on with this. I'll separate these off, then I can give you a quick show around as well. One more thing as well, I have taken the massive pepper from the pepper plant, the Romano pepper, and I'm quite happy with that. So that's massive, and there's a few more to come on. Now whether this is the right size for a Romano pepper, I do not know, but it's massive. But it's still not quite ripe yet. I thought I'd picked it off when it was fully ripe, but I didn't see this bit underneath. But that'll stay in the greenhouse and get riped off. Also, the tomatoes, which I got off Dave Shaw, Big Daddy, I believe they were, or that's them there. I've got 2 of these. Unfortunately, they've split, but I'm going to save the seed for next year. I'm going to save the seed, so I've got some for next year if I decide to grow any tomatoes. So I'm going to get cracked on with these. I'm going to sort it out and do a bit more. Okay, so that's these done. All I've done here next, is get my shears. The roots on the bottom of the large bulbs. I'm just taking a little bit off the bottom. And then once they're done, place them nicely apart on top of some newspaper so they don't dry out. And I've just got some bedding here, some cheap bedding, sawdust will do, and just cover them up, and that's that done. So very important next task, mark it up so I know exactly what it is. These are the deep red lilies. Red lilies. And they can go somewhere where it's going to be nice, cool, dark, and free from moisture. Put them in the shed, and that's them done. So that's how to prepare the lilies until they're ready to go back in again. So I'm going to get cracked on with them ones there. They're the ones from last year. These should be the pink ones. We'll see what happens to come next year for them, but I'm going to sort these out now, and that's me done for the lilies. So I'm going to get on with these. Okay, well that's me done for today. I'll show you around the garden to show you what I've been up to. Then me and Kel's going to head off home. So I'll turn this around and see what's happened. So in the top greenhouse here, I've built obviously the bulbs, spring bulbs that I've picked up. That's them sorted out. We've also got the lilies already sorted, half the lilies sorted out on top of there. That's them doing on there. I've picked some the pink chrysanthemums. They smell beautiful, them. There's only 4 out of the greenhouse. Tidied along the back, so I've pulled the sweet peas off. They're all down there by my bike. Nothing's been done across here. It does look lovely still. I haven't done anything in the polytunnel section. Taken some cut some dahlias ready to go for go home. I have had a quick cauliflowers, and I have noticed that I'm starting to form some curds. So in the middle there. So happy with them. See, there's a nice one there. So we might get some late cauliflower, which would be a nice surprise considering I've not been able to grow any cauliflower this year very well. I've deadheaded a few of the dahlias and things like that. I have pulled out all of the mignons because there's a space, there's a gap down here now. So I've pulled the mignons up because I don't like them and they were bugging me. So they've just been pulled up and they're just going to be composted. Garlics, the onions that I put in last week, they've already started forming roots. I have had to put one in from where a bird has pulled one out, but that's to be expected. I was hoping to get this done today as well, clear this section out, but I didn't get a chance to do it. I've de-weeded around of here, where the outside chilies are. There's them plants there, just getting rid of them, no good. Covered this bed over, just need to prepare the bed. Going down, everything's been watered in here. I've taken the peppers from the back, everything's been fed in here as well. I've given it a feed of just like a tomato feed, basically a fruit feed that I had. Coming down the bottom, so this is the area here where I'm going to have here is going to be for the marrow for next year. So once, I don't know what to do with these yet, but that side of the bed is going to be dug over, filled with some with that green beans, the field beans, sorry, and that's them for over the winter. These are all the mignon and unwin mixed that I picked up. These are all the pound shop buys that I took out. I don't like them, they're flimsy, they're no good, and I don't like them dahlias. I've tidied up the back section there. Still waiting for these mini mums to flower. Taking a long time for these to flower. You can see, starting to bud up. this is where we dug the crocus and the tulips out of. That was handy. Coming across here, like I say, I've dug the plants up, the mignons and the unwinds. Staked these flowers up as well, so we're starting to get a bit floppy over on the wind. No sign of the garlic that I put in last week outside, which is expected. I've staked a few of these up as well and taken some flowers from here as well. I do need to sort out the fruit bushes, the raspberry bushes, but that's another day. Come down here where I had the lilies, that's where I've dug all the lilies out of, so they're all done, they're all sorted. Coming across here, I've sort of de-weeded across where I've put my granddad's leeks in this bed. So that's them. The leaf mould that I collected nearly this time a year ago. Let's see if I can get in just to show you. I've turned it over. So as you can see in there, still some leaf matter there, but it is doing its job. It's nearly time to put some more on there. It's all a mess down the bottom of this garden. I need to sort all of this out still. Bottom greenhouse, that's where I've put the top polytunnel cover. I've got the tomatoes and everything I've pulled off there to take home for us to do some sauces with the Roma tomatoes. And I've still got these here are the unknown lilies. I think these are the white ones. So they're the white ones. We'll see what comes of them. So I'll put them in pots, and if they come up white, I'll just chuck them. These ones here are the ones that I'm not sure of. Sorry, these are the ones I'm not sure of. They're the white ones that I don't want. So that's them ones there. So that is it. That is all that's happened today. I've still got these 2 rows of potatoes to dig up, which I will dig up because everything needs to be tidied. So that's them. I will show you one more quick thing when I go next door. So into next door, as you can see, there's the chrysanths. Still plenty to pick, and there's also still some to come up. Some forming buds and things. So I can pick all of these, give some to my mum and my grandma and things. Still got plenty there to give away and to keep. And I've still got these to form as well, to put as well. The thing I did want to show you is, I still need to get on with these. I'm getting so far across here with the flower beds. I still need to get them done as well. I will get to the bottom someday. Cabbages, giant cabbages. Now the front ones are starting to develop a heart. Obviously they've been badly damaged by the caterpillars, but I've just left them. There is one that does look promising at the minute. I'm just going to leave it and see what happens. And that's this one here. So if I lift this up, there you go. My tempered giant cabbage. Starting to get the heart in there now as well, so it's just getting left. So I shouldn't have any problems with caterpillars anymore. The butterflies are pretty much gone, it's too cold for them. And the red cabbage I got off Gary Cooper as well, are doing alright. It's ready to go as well. So that's me done for today. So we'll see what happens over the next few days. See what happens over this next week. See what else I can get done. See you next month. Hi guys, it's Thursday today. I'm at home. I want to get everything prepped in the greenhouse. I want to get the greenhouse bubble wrapped. I want to get the heater in. I've got the gas heater which I've got outside, which I need to just flick over and make sure that it's working correctly before I put it in here. I do run some tests on that to see if the grow room does stay at temperature. I'm going to start off some giant onion seeds I got off Dave, just for see what becomes of them. Basically, I'm going to start some now. I'm going to start some in 4 weeks' time as well, just at different intervals. Not expecting anything from them, but we'll just have to see and wait to see what happens. They'll get the same treatment as everything else that I'm going to get. At the moment, I've got strawberries to do, I've got this greenhouse to do, everything to wrap up, the bottom to blue cover. I'm just going to put it in as a temporary measure at the moment. So I'm going to get cracked on in here. At the moment, what I'm doing is I'm just checking the elephant garlic, which I'll show you in a second. I'm also checking the runners that I did from a couple of weeks back. So I did these runners, and by the looks of things, they have started to root. So as you can see, this is still attached. and the roots on the bottom. So I'm going to get these into baskets which I've just taken off the back of here at the moment. So they've been emptied. I've got some fresh compost. I'm going to put the compost in. I'll show you how I'm going to do that as well. So a few things I can show you whilst I'm at home today. So I crack on with this. Good strong plant system. Got 3, 6. So I'll have 3 per hanger basket. So I'll have a couple of hanger baskets with these ones. We'll build the stock up over the next few years, and hopefully we'll have some nice strawberries come off these. Next task I'm going to show you is going to be these elephant garlic bulbs. So before I pop them strawberries on into the baskets, I'll show you the update on the elephant garlic. So these ones here, as you can see, starting to sprout up. There's one there. There's one at the back there as well, starting to sprout up. But I'll show you exactly what you can see as well, because there's one that's sprouted up in the clear cups. In the root system itself, I'm trying to show you somewhere it's not so bright there. You can see there the root system starting to develop. Nice root system. They're basically ready to be put into the ground basically. So these will need to go down to the allotment and get put into the ground as they are ready to go in. So there's one. So it's not a fluke. There's 2, and there's the 3rd one when I've planted right down to the bottom. Now the reason I've mentioned this again, the reason why I plant the garlic like this, realistically if you're planting it outside, you need to put it in at around about 6 inches down. Okay, the reason I do this is because if you put the bulb far down as possible, you can see the bulb's pretty much here, the bottom of the bulb. Well, all this compost here is a waste, so that they develop further. So when I'm putting bulbs in, like the garlic, like the onions need to stay on the top in any case, but like garlic, sit them on the top. Then when they're ready to be planted out, that's when you dig them deep in, so they've got a good root base to be able to come up as well. So you don't want to put them in too far, but it's around about the same, like I say, about 6 inches down. So cotton and strawberries, I'm doing these ones in baskets, like I say, to build stock for the next coming years. I follow now Jeff Foreman's for his strawberries basically. He's got some amazing strawberries. He basically does it on a 3-year rotation, where they start off for the first years, go into baskets, then move on into tubs, then move on again. Then once after the 3rd year of fruiting, that's them done. They get slung, and the 3rd years you get your runners off. Constant cycle. So I'm going to pot these up exactly the same way he has. Basically, I've got these wicker baskets from last year. I've got a plastic bag inside. Now there isn't any holes in here because you don't want the feed that you're going to put in to escape. So he doesn't use any holes in the bottom of the bags in these baskets. So also what else we'll do is plant pot for watering. So basically the plant pot goes in the middle, put some compost in, plant pot goes in, compost around the side, put 3 plants in per basket. That's them done. So let's get a start on here. So what I'm going to do, just a standard mix of Humax compost with some vermiculite and perlite. Put them in the bottom. Put this in, fill around the sides. Side. Now this is in here for watering. That's what that's in there for. So that's on the sides there. Don't get me strawberries. That's it. I put the runners together, and I put these ones together as well. Now I might just put 4 in, just to save the baskets, just to see what happens. So all I'm doing is at the bottom, just making a little hole at the side there, big enough for plant pot to go in. Tip it upside down, tickle the roots a bit, break them up a bit at the bottom, encourage them to search out, pop it in there, pop it in that side, just facing over the side, just at a little angle so that the fruit can grow this way, so the plant can go this way, the fruit hangs over the side. So landing in an angle like that, push right in. That's one done. One. Put one each corner. Two. If you want to put some mycore in, by all means feel free to do that. See which one sits, which way this sits better. Sits better that way. That means we need to go a bit deeper. Cover it over the top there. Sneaky little spin around. Nice and deep hole. Just coax this out here. That is very pot bound. When I say pot bound, what I mean by pot bound is the roots are starting to go round and round, basically here at the bottom. So what we need to do, just coax them out so they'll search for the fresh soil. It's a great root system on them, nonetheless. Put in there, and last but not least, put a little one in. And there's one basket done. So what I'll do there is I'll just feed from the centre. What I can do is just compact that around the sides, so if any soil does go in, I can easily just sort that out. I'll just get some fresh water. Bear with us. So got my fresh water. Now I use rainwater, not tap water. I know Jeff likes to use his tap water and leave it settle for a bit, but I'm alright with the tap water. So just fill it through in the middle. That'll go down, sit in the bottom, and the soil will all soak that up. So that's one strawberry plant I've done. This will stay inside just for a couple of days to let the plants establish into the basket itself, then it'll go outside. So as you can see already, the water's going down into the basket itself, and then all I have to do is feed water and feed from in here itself as well. So it saves having to mess about getting rid of all the compost from the top when you're pouring over the top. So I'm going to get the next one done, then I'm going to get cracked on. The grow room itself, what I've done is, we'll go, if I'll turn it on, it might be easier. So down below here, I've just put two top flaps on, so when the heat rises, it stays in this section here, and then travel up into the grow room. Underneath here, I have boarded it out. I've put some bubble wrap around the back. Then I've put some blue cover around there as well, and that'll keep the drafts from underneath, because there was a lot of drafts coming from underneath. Because if you remember from last year, the grow room was actually underneath here, and that electric heater was down here with it. So this heater, which I bought, which came with the butane, which needs to be changed to propane. I just checked to see if this works. That's the reason why I've got it plugged in here at the moment. I want to make sure that everything was working fine, just to test it. But I will be swapping this gas out for a big bottle of propane when the time comes. So yeah, I've done that. Let's say the plan is to make a stand which can be lowered down as the onions and leeks get bigger from below. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this greenhouse bench, and I'm just going to build a section which just lowers it down, so that when it gets taller, the plants can cope. See how that comes. See how that turns out this year. So it's how I'm going to heat the grow room this year is obviously from below. So what I've done is I've just made a nick across here, made a nick, in here, which I can pull out and pull out, push back in again. Airflow is not an issue in here because I've got that little lamp, that little bulb, the fan that I bought, which I can plug straight in. It can be on all the time. So this will be heated. I just need to get me thermometer from the allotment, see what temperature, what the thermostat setting on this heater will need to be at. All else fails, I do have my electric heater with the thermostat on there, but that, of course, that costs more money. So that's where that's sitting at the moment. Grow them sort of in there. I've taken out this propagator for the onions, which I'm going to set, like I say, I'm going to set a couple away. Might set a couple of quality ones away as well, just as an experiment, see how things go with them. So that's set away. I've taken one of the small trays from inside of here, and at the moment I've put some of these root ride cubes in, and they're busy soaking up the water from below. Then I'll place them into there to warm up. Then once I warm up, I'll get my seed and I'll sow. I've got 25 here, so I'll sow 5, 10, 15. If I've got, so I'll count how many the seeds I've got of Dave, and I'll just put a few in, just for the time being, just to start them off. So it is starting to come to that time. I'll be bringing my leeks into here as well. Again, because I haven't brought them in this morning. I bring them in every morning in the greenhouse, but it's a bit warm, so I need to bring them through. Them chilies that I saved from from just one of these last year, the Dick Cayenne. In fact, it doesn't even look like a Dick Cayenne. I think it's been crossed and contaminated. Anyhow, one chili like that has reduced all of these plants. So we've got 1, 2, 3. It's the decent sized chilies on them and all. But it just goes to show you don't have to have a large amount of space for to have chilies. These body chilies that I got off Macca's starting to fruit. I say I haven't really looked after these very well, but because they could do with the feed. That's the reason why these leaves are a bit light of colour, because they've been in the same compost for a while now. And do with the feed. But I'm getting some canny size. There's a nice big chili there, and that's just in one of the paint pots. What? Cracking. Nice big chili. That one there as well. But these will be just getting thrown into the compost. Beep. Beep. When I get sorted out. So that means I've got a whole bench space here. This here is a leek seed head that was taken off of a leek that I planted, one of my granddad's leeks that I planted outside. So then it basically went to seed. So I've kept the grass, so to speak. I kept the seed head. I shaved the seed pods off a little while ago, and as you can see, there's like baby leeks forming on the head. So what the next step for here is to do is to basically, I need to dip this into some water with some bit of Domestos, just a little bit, just to disinfect it. Leave it over 24 hours, or leave it overnight. I just have to double check on that. Then I should be able to just shake the leek, this basically the grass, the little plants off there, place them in a bit of water, and they should form roots. And check for the best ones, and then plant them on. That's just a little experiment I'm doing, just as a practice for when it comes to when I start doing my own leek plants. So from my own stock. So it's just a little experiment, just a learning curve. I'm not expecting great things from these, but we'll see what happens. But as of that, I've just getting me cup of tea. Head gardener, I'm going to have my cup of tea. You've also noticed as well that the dog bed compost tray is missing from here. That's because I've just placed it down the bottom. Still easy access to get to, but it also means out the way, and I get bench space as well. So that's what I'm doing at the minute. The next task will be to put the cover over the top there, down there, and also cover that side there, and up and across, because that side's already done from last year. So I'm going to have a cup of tea, get on with this. The bubble wrap on, as you can see, all the way across the top, and down the side as well, and all the way down the bottom, and across the back side here as well. and behind us. So that is done. I've even put a bit across the top where I couldn't reach for the other side. So cut a hole in for some fresh air coming through there. I just need to bring my fan in for inside of there. I've got some feeling quite positive about it. Hopefully this will be a lot easier than what it was last year and a lot cheaper after the changes I've made. See what happens, see what comes of it. I've also done a door as well, made a bubble wrap, double wrapped it, and I'll just tape it up when I'm finished on the night time. In here, this is going to be left on now. So I've got these root rye cubes. I've got 10 Bradley onions. I've got it from Michael Bradley, and I've just put 5 of the Dave's giant onion seed in. So I just need to mark these up and see what happens. Now, like I say, I know these are early, but put them in, see what happens. I've got plenty to go from, and I know I can always get some more if I want some more next year. So plenty to play with, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So that's it from me today. That's everything I'm getting sorted out. This week's video is going to be a bit of a long one because I'm getting a fair bit done, but as of the weekend I'm available on Saturday and Sunday, so I'm going to head up and see John Craig up in Ashton, see how he's getting on. It's been a while since I visited some people, and I'll also get in contact with Dave Shaw as well because he's wanting to come back and have a chat. So I'm going to be busy on Saturday and Sunday as well, so we'll see what I can get up to then. See you on the weekend. Well, it's Saturday afternoon. Me and Elizabeth have come down to the plot. There she is there, digging away. And at the minute what we're doing is we're busy digging out the second earlies. So we'll show you, I've already done loads, I've already dug some up, all of these here. But Elizabeth's going to take the camera from us and I'm going to show you what the outcome of these potatoes were, because I'm quite impressed, to be honest. So I'll pass you over to Elizabeth. So I've chopped the tops off, but left enough so I can see where they are. Whoa. They go right down. I'm using a fork around the plant. Lift them up. What have I got here? 1,
2, 3.
3 with a baby on it.
Hehe.
Take them all off these ones. And these aren't even the big ones that's in the ground. These are the ones which are pulling off from the top.
Can you get my pants dirty, Dad?
Yep.
Okay. Ow.
So we'll just put these ones to one side. And I'll show you the troubles with leaving them in the ground for too long as well. And when they're damp as well, but let's pull the rest of them up. So there's that too. You gotta look out for the soft ones.
Because you're not allowed them.
No, because they'll just rot. They won't keep. So I'll get my knife to it.
Where's there a hole in one of them?
I'll explain that in a little second, darling. So I'll tell you and I'll tell everybody else as well in a second. Just want to try and dig down best I can while the soil's loose. Now bear in mind this is from a section of plants that I put in together. So there's a few of them. I think it was three or four, but these are the ones that Elizabeth helped with, and so did Sky. I'm just seeing if I can get any more with my bare hands. Like I say, it's only a foot down. There's another one.
By the way, look at all them. Man, they're huge.
They're big potatoes, and these are second earlies. These have been left in too long. So that's it for this plant.
Like that far.
As long as you can get everything in.
I can get everything in.
So yeah, look.
Over here.
So this is one. This is one plant. I think I put 2 or 3 potatoes in, and look at the size of some of them. Man. This is are too big for second earlies, but nice crop on these. Now I mentioned before there, you need to look out for soft ones. But also, Elizabeth put a good point as well, is that there's holes in some of them. That's basically the worms getting into them. And then if the worms get into them, they're rotting from the inside. So there's one there, as you can see, got holes on.
There's one yarny.
That's going to be no good. You can see them there. So these have been left in too long. Now that's what can happen. The slugs and worms can't get down into them and can't eat them. So
can you move the one yarny?
This one here?
Yeah.
So there's one plant. I've still got another 2 more to do, and we'll show you the rest of the harvest once we're finished. So that's me and Elizabeth done for Saturday. We've lifted all of the potatoes out. That's in my garden. Still got the main crop to lift from next door as well, but I'll do that another day. We're taking these down to home. These are the last. These are veg for tomorrow for lunch, and other things as well. So we've got some mini peppers. We've got the Romano mixed pepper. We've got the last leek. That was a Bradley. Some nice little turnips, or swede, whatever you like to call them. These are the Ailsa Craig onions that I had next door, but better than nothing. And got different kinds of variety here. I've got Desiree potato and the main crop, I think these were javelin. So plenty to be taken home. We've got a red cabbage and we've got a normal standard spring cabbage there as well at the back, which you can't see. So that's that done for today. We're going to come down tomorrow and see what else we can get on with. So we shall see you then. It's mainly just all tidying, so see you tomorrow.